Hey there, beautiful people. Hope everyone is well. Phil Hedges, hypnotist here. I just want to talk about the other side of hypnosis for a moment. So, if you didn't know already, I'm a clinical hypnotherapist on top of what I do for entertainment, and I love both sides of that field. And it's so important that people realize there are the two sides. There is entertainment, and there is the clinical, the therapy side. And the therapy side is what I actually started in first. And I specialize in trauma and PTSD, fears and phobias. But trauma and PTSD for me is something that is so rewarding and is so important. And I think it's really important that people know there is help out there for them. And they don't have to live with this unresolved trauma or with this PTSD and things that are happening to them. You see, the unconscious mind and the conscious mind is very, very curious. And my interpretation of what happens is that, let's use for an example, you go into a supermarket and there's a giant elephant just sitting in there. Now, your mind is going to sit there and try and understand what's happening there. It's going to be like, why is that elephant there? How did it get there? Who put it there? For what reason is it there? And then you're going to want to find out. So eventually you'll ask an assistant or the manager or whoever else why that's happening. And they'll give you a reason, and then you'll have an understanding. But what happens with trauma, and especially PTSD, is we go through an event that is so horrendous or so traumatic for that person, because it is very individual, but an event that is so traumatic for that person that their unconscious mind cannot understand or comprehend why that has happened. And when that goes on and when that happens, it then changes their perception of things, because these emotions become attached to that. So it gets confused. And what happens with confusion? Anger, sadness, fear, hurt, guilt come into play because of this trauma that has been released on them. And so with that trauma and with that negative emotion, that then starts changing their day-to-day actions of things. That changes the way they may perceive themselves. That may make them hypersensitive. That may make them more lethargic. And that emotion that's attached to that trauma then starts regulating their actions. And it's not in a good way, obviously. And the way hypnosis works for helping PTSD, or the way I use hypnosis to treat clientele for PTSD and trauma, is just reversing those issues. So what I do is we find the trauma, and then we use a certain therapy to then help resolve all of those negative emotions, whether it be anger, sadness, fear, hurt, guilt, frustration, whatever comes up, you resolve those emotions. Once those once those emotions are resolved, you can then change their actions, because they're thinking differently about that situation because there is no negative emotion attached. So from there, that changes their actions. And if their actions change, their life changes. And I can't stress how important this is and how much impact it can have so quickly. So again, what happens is you resolve the emotion. You disassociate them from the event. Okay, so you get them, you pull them back. They still need to remember the event. They still need to know about the event, because in my personal opinion, our memories are what create us. Our memories are what make us who we are. So without that memory, you're missing something. But you need to disassociate them away. You need to resolve the emotion, which will change the way they think. They've changed their thoughts. Their thoughts will change their actions, and their actions are what will change their life. It is that easy. It's not simple, and it takes time. But the theory behind it is very, very easy. Change your thoughts, change your actions, change your life. And this is super important to me. It's so near and dear to my heart. And I've helped many people with trauma, with PTSD, with fears and phobias by using these techniques. If you want to know more, please contact me on the links below. I'd be more than happy to help treat you and help fix you and help you resolve whatever it is you need to resolve. If you want any other information, again, just go down below. It's got my Facebook, it's got my Instagram there, and I'd love to have a chat. Other than that, guys, I hope you're really, really well, and just understand that there are those two different sides to hypnosis. There's the entertainment side, which I love and adore, but there's also the therapy side, is where I first started. And it means so much to me to help people. Again, any information, guys, link down below. Contact me. Other than that, like, subscribe, share, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.